Another day, another influencer getting brutally canceled for no real reason.
I just want to know what the fuck is a cancellation nowadays? People just are not happy with her.
I am not MAGA. I was not at a MAGA rally.
Why would it matter if you're MAGA?
It speaks to your character as a person, in my opinion.
I went to pay my respects to a human that died.
It really has nothing to do with politics, most of it.
If that's true, then why are you not criticizing Trump for turning into a fucking MAGA rally?
People like myself have tons of disagreements with Charlie Kirk.
What did you disagree with him publicly about? I don't even think he's talked about Charlie Kirk outside of this event. There's so many of these videos.
They think that his views are much more radical than they actually were.
They're pretty radical. He didn't like MLK. He was frustrated with the fact that affirmative action not only existed, but he doesn't think it ever should have existed. And frankly, I have no problem with you disagreeing. I have a huge problem with you intentionally ignoring the context. The context is that Charlie Kirk wasn't a coward and Hannah is a coward. All right, so I actually already covered the topic of this person, but I want to cover the full thing. It's Brad Polumbo video. Apparently he follows me, by the way, on Instagram. Isn't that crazy? I think he's like a gay conservative. Yeah, see? He probably follows me because I'm so based. Because I'm such a based guy. I don't know. But I'm curious about it. It's called TikToks are attacked for going to Charlie Kirk's memorial and won't apologize. Whoa! It's funny because she lost a ton of followers and then she gained a ton more, like, counter followers. I actually wonder if in the future she's going to get a conservative audience captured. I genuinely wonder if she's going to get conservative audience captured because of that. Yeah, she was at like 900K. She dropped in like to 700 and like 90K. Then she surged up to 1 million. I think it's all just counterculture people. So let's see what we got here, Bradley. Or not.
Jesus is king.
Jesus
is king.
would hate you because you're a coward.
Whoa, Denisha Carter. She follows me on TikTok, dude. I'm fucking famous.
I did not go to the memorial to align myself with any political views.
That's kind of tough. You went to a you went to a MAGA rally. Just to be clear, that's what Charlie Kirk's memorial was. I don't know what to tell you. If you went to the Charlie Kirk memorial, you're MAGA, and if you are, whatever, dude. I mean, it's strange. But like, just admit it. You know, be an adult. Be like, yeah, I'm MAGA.
Whenever people oversimplify something like that, it's because they know they are doing something wrong or something is wrong.
Another day, another influencer getting brutally canceled for no real reason.
Just to be, I just want to know what the fuck is a cancellation nowadays? Because I mean, people just are not happy with her because my understanding, and this could be wrong, she kind of pretended to not be MAGA, and now she is. You know, so it was a surprise. And like a lot of people don't like MAGA because I would say the administration's not doing great. They're not particularly good or protective of Americans. That's like, I don't necessarily want to get into that conversation now, but. And Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. He was assassinated. It's terrible. But also, he wasn't a particularly good person. I see people comparing him to Martin Luther King, which is obviously you trolling because he didn't even like Martin Luther King. So either you don't actually know what Charlie Kirk's positions are, or you're just trying to rage bait for attention, right? So, but she wasn't canceled. She just took a break because people are annoying her. Like, whatever. Oh, yeah. Wow, what a vibe.
We're going to break down the latest TikTok cancellation. This one is truly bizarre and so much.
Yeah, it's not a cancellation. She's not getting canceled. Like, she's not losing. Like, what are you talking about?
Much more on today's episode of the
people complaining about something is now a cancellation. It's fucking crazy.
Brad versus Everyone podcast, my daily show.
Red versus everyone. Oh, Brad versus everyone. Sorry.
Where we cover the craziest ideas from across the internet, our media, and our politics, all from an independent perspective. And up first, guys, like I mentioned just a moment ago, we are going to talk about the downfall of a beloved apolitical TikTok star with,
I guess,
nearly 1 million followers.
Well, she was apolitical in her content, but she obviously has a political side she, gravitates towards.
Hannah Brown, who had the audacity to commit an egregious hate crime to traumatize millions by quietly, without publicizing it, attending the memorial service for Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, the MAGA rally. Yes, okay.
The slain conservative act.
The place where Trump said he, hates his enemies? That's probably inappropriate for a memorial.
Activist and beloved but also controversial figure. Well, Hannah, who is
beloved? Kirk? What?
Charlie Kirk, the slain conservative activist and beloved but also controversial figure.
I don't think Charlie Kirk was beloved. I think that Charlie Kirk was the person your parents never heard of that they pretended to be outraged by for a week before not caring anymore. Not to be fucking rude because he was assassinated and that's terrible. But like most people who were going fucking ballistic over Charlie Kirk had no idea who he was. And they're like, oh my God, this what happened is a tragedy. True. And then they're like, this is terrible. It's conservatives are under attack. And then the energy died out a week later. And now conservatives are at each other's throat. You have Candace Owens pushing a conspiracy theory that somebody else, took out Charlie Kirk. You have people like Nick Fuentes that are complaining that like Erica Kirk seems to have rebounded almost instantaneously. Doesn't seem to have particularly high amount of emotional energy. Conservatives are consuming themselves over this situation. They thought it was like their, not to be hyperbolic, they thought this was their George Floyd moment and they were going to start a bunch of riots over it. But for the most part, the energy is just not there. Despite Trump's like trying to dial up the energy, it's just not there. I think that people thought it was going to be this massively, life-changing event. I think that most people are kind of moved on from it, It's kind of is what it is.
Well, Hannah, who was originally got big on TikTok for kind of customer service skits, I'll insert one here so you understand the kind of thing that she's known for.
Hi, what can I get started for you? Everything on this menu is
She always kind of looks like conservative, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that, I'm just saying.
so disgustingly greasy. Do you have anything that's not gonna give me a heart attack? To
Just go somewhere else.
be honest with you, probably not. Ugh, then I guess I'll just do the double Angus burger with extra bacon.
Whoa.
Okay. And can I add ranch? Sure, is that it for you? That's it. All right, here's that for you. Okay. Oh my gosh. First time seeing a cheeseburger? There's a bug on my plate.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Bugs do be liking burgers.
I'm so sorry. Where is it? Right there. Where? Hello? Are you blind? That black spot right there. Oh, okay. That's just like a burnt crumb from your burger. That is a dead bug. Ma'am, It's not. It's a piece of hamburger. I can't do this. I'm gonna pass out. I can go grab you a new...
I hate her content. That's not for me. A lot of people liked it. I don't, you know what I mean?
plate if you...
It just kind of reminds me of like a Karen who knows, you know what I mean? Who knows how to act like one because that's like her life every day.
like, but I can assure you...
You like her voice? I don't. God bless. You guys go follow her. Go watch more of her content when she starts posting again. Hopefully she doesn't get conservative audience captured and change her content completely.
It's not a bug. Whatever, just get this away from me. Okay, here's a new plate. No crumbs. This is the same burger. Oh, yeah, there was nothing wrong with your burger. The crumb didn't even touch it. I'm not gonna eat a meal that...
Well, that's weird. You would usually make the whole thing over again, but...
had a bug near it. Ma'am, the nearest bug to that hamburger is outside. Okay, well, I'm not eating this. Okay, well, I can get you another one, but just so you know, since you ordered it well done, hence the char, it probably won't be out for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes?
Whoa.
So everyone's gonna be done with their food before I even get mine. There are literally no...
Shit, I just usually eat the bug. I don't give a fuck. You know, I grew up outside. I grew up camping a lot. There was one camp out I went on where there was a bunch of inchworms, so we ended up eating them on accident. It is what it is, man.
other solutions to this. Fine, I guess I'll just eat the bug burger.
Dude, what an inappropriate comment. No, her content sucks, but if she did like ASMR or JOI on me there, dude, that's wild. That's fucking preposterous that you just said that. Holy fuck.
But if I get food poisoning, you will be hearing about it. Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
Hannah doesn't do political content, but somebody spotted her in the background on one of the live streams of Charlie Kirk's memorial and thus began a brutal cancellation campaign.
What's the cancellation? They didn't like that she was MAGA and she kind of like the content that she made, whether people want to believe this or not, the content that this girl Hannah made was left-leaning content. Like, that's, I don't know, like, not super left-leaning, but, like, I would say a little more left-leaning than other things. You're complaining about service, like, it's basically from the POV of a service worker getting abused by somebody. Not to be an asshole, but conservatives don't really care about low-income, low-wage workers very much. They don't necessarily care too much. You know, I understand you could respond with, like, well, the no tax on tips, and okay, that's fine, you know. Most people just, you know, most people just wouldn't report their cash tips anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. That's why it's kind of a virtue signal. But so she, you know, she accumulated a lot of more progressive-leaning younger audiences, you know?
Where she lost hundreds of thousands of followers and had hate video after hate video made about her.
Hate video. They're probably just complaining about her. It's not like a hate video.
Simply for attending.
Maybe he'll show us that, like, a legitimate hate video.
This man's memorial service.
Whoa.
You know, the guy who was just
Does she go to like a lot of people's memorial services, or was this one like extra special? Although maybe, you know, obviously there's going to be the factor of content creators feeling particularly vulnerable because it's like, oh, another content creator died. It was assassinated. Let's be real, you know.
Killed in an egregious act of political terrorism, an un-American attack on free speech, the First Amendment. Really shouldn't actually require, and doesn't require any sort of endorsement of everything he ever said or believed to honor his life. And
the memorial was a Trump rally. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I mean, maybe unless she was like, listen, guys, I showed up because I thought it was just a memorial for his death. And then, you know, some people say she drove 13 hours. Others say that she only drove a couple hours. I don't really know anymore. But hey, guys, I showed up there just to honor his death. And then I realized Donald Trump was there and he was like, I fucking hate my enemies. And like, that's not appropriate for a memorial. So the Kirk memorial was a MAGA rally, whether you want to hear it or not. Trump was there and he was inciting more divisive rhetoric, or he was amplifying more divisive rhetoric. If you want to argue she had no idea what she was getting into, that's fine. But Donald Trump was there. I think everybody knew he was going to be there. It was a MAGA rally. Okay, just to be clear, I don't go to most people's memorials unless they're like friends or family. Or Michael Jackson. Okay? Or Michael Jackson. But like, that wasn't her argument. She wasn't like, oh, I didn't know it was a MAGA rally. I thought it was just a memorial. When I got there was a lot of shit going on. She was like, no. I was just honoring his name. It's like, okay, give me a fucking break.
To mourn him and to be sad about what it means for our country.
So sad.
Yet apparently on TikTok, it was taken as if, therefore, Hannah endorses the caricature of the extreme views all these people think Charlie had. Now, he had some
He had a lot of extreme views. What are you talking about? He didn't like MLK. He was frustrated with the fact that affirmative action not only existed, but he doesn't think it ever should have existed, which is problematic. He questioned the Civil Rights Act, and again, it's because of affirmative action has gone too far. It, one, hasn't. Number two, we're already like peeling back affirmative action policies. So, you know, it's an objective truth that we needed affirmative action back in the day. When Vietnam veterans came back from fighting in the war, if they were black, they didn't get better loans like every other veteran was supposed to get. Clearly, we needed affirmative action. Okay, he questions that. He said that he would make his daughter raise her rapist baby, or birth it. That's traumatizing and disgusting. And frankly, we have to stop playing this game where we allow baby talk to dominate our minds. When somebody says something like, I don't think two gay people should get married, and I'm going to actively petition to reverse gay marriage, you are a hateful person. Just because you speak to me like I'm a baby, well, actually, I just don't believe in a man, that doesn't make it not hateful. You are hateful in baby talk. Now, I'm a grown man, so I don't fall for the baby talk, but that's what that is. It's okay that you have a particular religious belief, but there's a separation of church and state, okay? You get tax incentives for being married. Gay people are allowed to get married. You trying to repeal that is an act of hate against a gay person. We know that for a fact. Baby talking and jingling keys in front of me doesn't make me fucking stupid and forget about that. Okay? And like, realistically speaking, we know it's a hateful act. Ask anybody in the entire world this question. Okay? Especially, I'll just ask this question. Would you rather be called a slur, a hateful slur, or not be able to get married to a consensual adult that you love? What do you think their answer is going to be? Yeah, I think I'd rather be called a slur. Okay, so now we know that repealing your ability to marry who you love is more hateful and worse than being called a slur. Okay. Got it. We did it. There you go. So we don't even have to get into these complicated conversations about Charlie Kirk. If you don't believe that gay marriage should be legal, you are a hateful person who doesn't think that gay people deserve the same rights as everybody else. And you are a shitty, hateful person. I don't care what your religion says or how you want to interpret it. The only reason that you are comfortable with shitting on gay people on a daily basis and taking away their rights is because the majority of Christians are not gay, and it's the easiest thing to follow. Okay, there's tons of other things in the Bible that you don't want to follow. Like fucking, hey, don't eat this. Don't wear these two different fabrics together. You don't follow those because they're hard for you. You follow the one that's easy because you're not gay. Or you're super gay and you're closeted and you're desperately trying to create a law that keeps you from wanting to suck penis. That's it. So, it's fact. Sorry, just to be absolutely clear here.
Controversial views, to be sure. But I'm simply saying that they think that his views are much more radical than they actually were.
They are pretty radical. I mean, he was a pretty dead set Israel defender up until maybe towards the end, which add some questions. And I don't know if you guys know this. There's a pretty horrible thing going on in Gaza.
Anyway, guys, let's take a look.
Like right now, they're not allowing like aid to go to Gaza. Like what is it? The flotillas. It's fucking crazy.
At Hannah's video addressing this controversy, which has more than 20 million views.
20 million,
on
baby.
TikTok, which is a lot.
All right, this is the only time I'm ever going to address this.
I personally think that you should address it right now, multiple times, with aloe vera. That's me personally.
First of all, I am not MAGA. I was not at a MAGA rally.
Was a MAGA rally.
I went to a...
You're probably MAGA. Probably MAGA. I mean, she's reposting TikToks that compared Charlie Kirk to Jesus Christ. This is in my video covering it the first time. Hannah Brown commits blasphemy by comparing Charlie Kirk to Jesus. Pretty based.
If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first.
Oh, by the way, rip Charlie Kirk. That's a comparison to Jesus Christ. Hey, the world hated me at first too. There's a comparison there. Crazy. Also, this is a very inappropriate picture. Please, come on, guys. That's terrible. So she was definitely MAGA. Also, I'm going to bring up this picture as proof that she was MAGA. So this was a while ago, but this is her like advocating for people to vote. I'm going to assume it was during the time where they were paying people to like get out there and vote a few years ago. Okay. The comparison of Charlie Kirk to Jesus is, you know, basically within this last week. This was probably a while ago, but right here, this is, to me, proof that she's MAGA. And I want to show you why, and I'm going to explain. Because her cheeks say LGB, okay? It's a secret, subtle sign, but just to be clear, the removal of the T is typically an annoying, obnoxious Republican dog whistle to try to say that trans people don't belong to be mixed in with gay people. Usually with the undertone that trans people are a particular problem, and the problem is actually trans people and not conservatives obsessing about trans people because they have no other meaningful, positive, intelligible policy position that they want to implement, right? Despite the fact that, like, historically, you know, trans people, when they couldn't identify as trans, identified as gay. Like a trans woman would identify as like a gay male back in the day. So it's right there. And there's no reason to separate the two other than a divide and conquer tactic, because we know conservatives, again, are trying to repeal the ability to get gay marriage. So it's not because it's like, oh, this is just problematic, we're fine with gays. They're trying to get rid of gay marriage. So it's not like that. So this is honestly, unironically, like, hey, I'm a conservative. This is her being a conservative. She's definitely MAGA because she showed up to a MAGA rally. I don't know what else to tell you. So she's fucking MAGA, dude. We have to stop pretending otherwise. Like, just be like, yeah, she was MAGA. She should have just admitted it and move on.
For Charlie Kirk, a man who was brutally assassinated.
That's true. Bro, I'm like an actual idiot. The fucking shirt says, let's go Brandon. I'm sitting here talking about LGB. It literally says, let's go Brandon. Like, that was like a haha, Joe Biden is fucking cringe. Bro, like, I'm fucking, I'm mega brained, but also stupid at the exact same fucking time. Her shirt says, let's go Brandon. That was the, like, fuck Joe Biden dog whistle bullshit. Holy shit, she's fucking MAGA as hell. Oh my god, how did I not notice that first? What is wrong with me, dude? What is wrong with me, bro? Oh my god, I'm fucking shitting my pants right now, dude. What is wrong with me? Alright, crash out over. I was still fucking right, by the way. I was still fucking right. I was still right. All right? So that's incredible. That's fucking beautiful stuff, bro.
In front of thousands of people. A man who has a wife and children who will never get to see him again. And despite our differing beliefs, a man who did not deserve to die. I don't...
What belief do you differ in? I mean, is she just saying that she's, like, mega religious, but she disagrees with every talking point from him? I don't know if, like, I don't know. I don't buy it. She's MAGA. We've already proved it.
I love how everything she just said is, like, totally uncontroversial.
Sure. We just know she's lying. It's a reasonable assumption.
Any normal person in America, but it's like an insane hot take on TikTok.
It's insane hot take, dude.
Totally normal app we've got here that millions of young people use for their main source of news.
Totally. I actually do that sometimes too. Let me show you. Unironically, like, when I come across her videos, and she's obviously an adult, I watch them all the time. She does, like, a really good job of parsing through different information, the news girl. So I'll use it for news sometimes, sure.
And the thing is, she says, well, I'm not MAGA. And at multiple points in this video, she distances herself from Charlie Kirk's views.
How? What does she say that distances herself?
That's fine. But, like, why does it matter? Why would it matter if you're MAGA? What does that have to do?
I mean, dude, like, you know, you guys have to understand, like, people don't like MAGA because the beliefs are dog shit. And I'm happy to talk about it, but most of the beliefs are, and like you're see, this is where it gets difficult, but you're either dumb or dishonest if you vote MAGA, right? And this is why, you know, some of the policies, ideas are generally okay. Like, hey, let's implement a policy where we have less people taking advantage of the border wall. You know, mostly, you know, the asylum seeking. I agree with that. I don't agree with you trying to label pretty much every illegal immigrant coming across the border, saying they're sending their worst, they're eating cats and dogs, all this bullshit that are lies, vilifying people who are just trying to work for their family. You know, I grew up in a more conservative household. The biggest thing I learned to value was family. That was a huge thing. So if you're coming here illegally, I don't agree with that. But if you're coming here illegally to provide for your kids, I still don't think you should be coming here, but I'm not going to snitch on you, and I don't think that you deserve to be labeled as a piece of dog shit, right? And that's what Trump's administration does. You know, I get, again, the tariffs. Hey, listen, I think that we should try to bring back some work to America. Okay, I can generally agree with that. I think that manufacturing jobs are going to get automated if they come back here anyway, so I don't think it's necessarily the best idea, but that's fine. But just reckless tariffs on everybody. Okay, that's crazy. Like, and one of them was Canada, and it's like, well, there's a trade deficit. Who cares? If you look at it per capita, per person, Canada spends 6 times more on American goods per person than we spend on them. So that's stupid. You're just destroying trade relations, talking about taking over Canada and like Greenland. Like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, that's fucking stupid. He wants to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. That's fair. But sitting here pushing talking points that like Ukraine actually started the war and they're going to have to give up land, that's pathetic, especially since if we do give up to Russia, what's stopping them from pushing through more of Eastern Europe? The fundamentals are good, but the way that you're implementing them is dog shit. And so people who are willing to actually look at the way that Trump is trying to implement his policies are like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot. This guy's a fucking idiot. Instead of just warning people that Tylenol might be an issue, he's sitting here and saying it's absolutely an issue. But like even the studies that he's referencing say that there isn't a causal link yet between taking too much Tylenol and being pregnant. And we don't know if it's because you're taking too much Tylenol, or maybe the type of person that needs a lot of Tylenol or feels they need a lot of Tylenol is the type of person that's unhealthier. And that's what's maybe potentially increasing the odds of your kid coming out with autism. We don't know. We're just getting like a divisive, ramped up rhetoric. Like, this is the problem, and you guys just like I don't know what it is that you guys like refuse to acknowledge here when it comes to people's true issues with MAGA and like supporting Trump, but it's like you guys are intentionally ignorant. Now if you want to say, hey, you know what, Donald Trump is fucking crazy, but I can trust the process, like, okay, that's fine, but like don't pretend, if you're not going to even acknowledge people's frustrations, you're being fucking stupid. You could say, I understand that, but you want to know what? I think this is his tactic and it'll work out in the end. Okay, at least you're acknowledging my feeling on it. That's it. But you won't. You're like, oh, this is crazy. Don't you want... Acknowledge what people are saying because it's reasonable. If you think the strategy is okay, that's fine. But like, understand why most people don't think the strategy is okay. Or some people, excuse me. It's fucking stupid.
Do with you doesn't mean you're a horrible person, that you share the political
person.
views of roughly half the country. And what does it have to do with you doing skits about what it's like to work as a bartender or in a restaurant? Seriously, it has absolutely nothing to do with that.
It speaks to the character. It speaks to your character as a person, in my opinion.
But some of these influencers who've led this hate campaign against her genuinely feel entitled, as if TikTok is their safe space that nobody who doesn't have views to the left of Bernie Sanders can inhabit. That's not how the real world works, people.
Well, there's a difference, again, there's a difference between having a take left of Bernie Sanders, which means, like, Bernie Sanders' most radical take is we should have universal health care like every other, established country in the world does, more successfully than us. Well, what a shocker. But, like, we're not talking about, hey, I'm more left-leaning. Like, here's a more left-leaning policy idea. It's like, hey, I believe in the free market. I think that we should just allow or, have companies be able to buy medications from other countries to bring them here so that they're cheaper as a workaround to make the market more competitive. That's a conservative healthcare potential solution. MAGA isn't just left of Bernie Sanders. MAGA is far right. Just to be clear, we're talking about a person who is using the FCC, or was, to threaten Jimmy Kimmel. He pulled down the statue that had a valid permit of Trump and Epstein being friends, and he pulled it down before the permit was up because he's trying to censor freedom of expression because he knows that he was best friends with a pedophile. He bars certain media organizations, temporarily or not, from being in press hearings. He ignores certain people from being in press hearings. He sues people unjustifiably because he wants to, weaponize that power. He's getting too comfortable. What does he have, like a percentage stake in like Apple or something? Like weird shit that like violates a line to the point where I think that every single person who's settling for whatever $25 million, YouTube is settling for $25 million over banning Trump for inciting a riot on January 6th, which is what happened. They're just like, yeah, $25 million isn't a lot to us. Just like take the L so that we don't get any restriction onto our platform because Trump is fucking crazy. This is where we live. So we're talking about like a far-right authoritarian government that focuses on hating gay and trans people and censoring the speech that they don't like, despite the fact that Charlie Kirk was an avid freedom of speech advocate, to extend his power. There's conversations about a third term. You had people on January 6th chanting, "Kill Mike Pence," which is already somebody who's rather right-leaning just because he wouldn't help Trump steal the election by taking fault the electors. I mean, Jesus Christ. There are people who are having due process issues. So we're not just talking about right of Bernie Sanders. We're talking about far right in general. This is just how it is, okay?
Come on. But this girl, I mean, she seems sweet.
It's like we got like concern trolling here. Oh, she's just this is like the big thing I think people need to recognize is that this is baby talk. We're being baby talked. Oh, yeah. I'll go, like that's how we're talking right now. You're baby talking. People like, oh, I sound like a nice person. I'm using a calm tone of voice. You can call your kid a fucking asshole. Your baby, oh, you're a fucking asshole. And the baby will go like, ah. That's what you're falling for. You're falling for concern trolling. You're falling for baby talk. And that's what a lot of this shit is. It's the same Charlie Kirk tactic, baby talk. Oh, I just don't believe gay people should get married. Wasn't it funny when Nancy Pelosi's husband would beat with a hammer? Maybe somebody should, let him out on bail and ask him some questions because I'm going to push a conspiracy that he was actually let in his gay lover and blah, 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 blah.
Sweet, if perhaps naive.
I don't agree with a lot of what Charlie believed. Do I think that means he should be shot and killed?
No, of course not.
No. And if you disagree with that, we truly have nothing in common. I was so disturbed last Wednesday when I opened TikTok and had to watch the video of him being assassinated, and even
it's pretty crazy.
More disturbed when I opened the comments and all of them were celebrating and rejoicing his death. I did not go to the memorial to align myself with any...
I think it's perfectly reasonable to say like, hey, the people celebrating his death are disgusting. Because I agree, but like the people whitewashing him are frankly just as bad. Let's be fucked. Maybe not just as bad, but they're also bad. And that's what made it so difficult, right, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, to have productive conversations. Because like, you had putting your flag at half-mast is insane for Charlie Kirk. He was not a good person. He didn't deserve to die. The person that took his life needs to have whatever maximum consequence there is. If they want to do capital punishment, be my guest. But to sit here and whitewash somebody when they die is fucking crazy. I mean, frankly, it's the same thing that people did during the fucking 2020 with George Floyd. George Floyd was murdered. He never deserved to be murdered. At least we started to get more police accountability out of it because there's a buddy-buddy system that's fucked up. But like, he wasn't a particularly amazing person. That doesn't mean he deserved to die. The police officer who did that was in full control. He deserves to be in jail for what he did. But it's the same circumstance. A less than stellar person was killed. And like now the one side is trying to whitewash their life. And it's like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude?
Political views or to make a political statement. I went to pay my respects to a human that died. And everybody that is attacking me for
how many other memorials do you go to?
Going to a memorial, really listen to that and think how insane that sounds.
It's insane.
It really is kind of insane. Like,
some would say in the membrane.
I'm trying to imagine an alternative where
what's that?
I would get mad at somebody for attending a memorial service to somebody who was killed in an act of political terrorism, and I really can't. Even if I thought the person was terrible. Heck, even if it was somebody who I thought was really pernicious. And
the issue to me, and this isn't everybody's take, the issue to me isn't that she attended the service. It's that she's pretending not to be a MAGA supporter, despite the fact that all points point to it. She's even read like the Republicans. You know what I mean? So, like, she is MAGA. And you want to know what? This isn't just my opinion. Or, excuse me, this might just be my opinion. I'm not saying people on TikTok are more reasonable. My biggest criticism is that she's lying, and why not just say that you're MAGA? Other people might be more hateful, but for me, like, I can tell that you are a MAGA supporter. I don't like MAGA supporters. I love my mother. It pisses me off. I love my mother-in-law. It still pisses me off. I love all my family. I don't like that they're MAGA, and frankly, I actively antagonize them. And you'd be surprised what antagonizes MAGA supporters, especially my uncles. What does it antagonize them? When I wear a MAGA shirt that says "Make America Gay Again," they feel antagonized. They laugh about it, but they're like, "What's with the fucking shirt?" Right? I still love you, you fucking asshole. But I don't like MAGA. If they weren't my family, I wouldn't associate with them. But they're very genuinely good people, right? But I still like if I don't know you and you say like, "Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter," fuck off. You know what I mean? It's a pretty big deal. For a lot of people, it's a big testament to their character. So,
and I would never want this, but say like a Hassan Piker, a left-wing streamer who pretty openly supports extremism and radicalism.
He does. I would Charlie Kirk still. Well, actually, this is a tough one. You know, I might just give it to him. I don't even think it's worth debating on that one because he did a dog whistle that Ela Klein was like was a valid military target. There's no reason to even bring her up. So this one might be valid. This one might be valid. I think that MAGA is more of a threat because they actually have the power, which makes it more unique. Also, Charlie Kirk was more influential than Hassan Parker would ever be, I would say. It was influential enough for them to have like a debate at some point. They had one scheduled, but you know, I guess I would give that one to you. You know?
If he was killed in some brutal attack to political violence, maybe I would go to the memorial myself.
I wouldn't. Fuck that.
Right? Or at least cover it and offer my best because it's about the principle that's not who we are as Americans. It's really doesn't even.
Well, then maybe you should give Trump some criticism because he keeps fucking dialing up the political violence. I mean, he was sitting there making jokes about Nancy Pelosi's husband getting beaten with a hammer. Why do you think shit like this is happening? Because of people like fucking Donald Trump, the literal most powerful, influential person in the entire world. Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, he's dialing it up even before this happened. I know people like to say like, well, there's a difference between making fun of somebody for getting hit with a hammer versus death. Sure, but like, don't you think that would like help lead to it? You have a president who's not signaling like, hey guys, let's dial down the rhetoric. He's sitting here calling everybody like a fascist and this and that. And I know that you know, Democrats do that as well. Despite the fact that, you know, he would lean closer to that with the way that he tries to restrict freedom of speech. But like, he's the one that should be dialing down the rhetoric. But like, after it happened at Charlie Kirk's MAGA rally, you know, what is he saying? He's saying, I hate my enemies. That's fucking crazy. He's not trying to lower the temperature at all. I feel like that's probably a bigger person to put it on.
It doesn't matter if you agree with what they say or not, but there's just no nuance in these critics' perspective.
A man was murdered. Whether or not you agree with his political beliefs is so irrelevant. Because truly, if you are against gun violence, which why would you not?
I would say it's not irrelevant. You shouldn't mock his death, but like, it's not irrelevant. I mean, if he was a bad person, you know what I mean? Which it's okay for people to be like, hey, he's a bad person. Why are you hanging out with a bad person? And it's because she's religious. So like, she doesn't care when people say gay people shouldn't be able to get married. Like, that's what it boils down to. She obviously also hates trans people. It's very clear to me as well. You know, with her LGB fucking bullshit on her face.
You cannot celebrate when someone you don't like gets shot. You are a hypocrite. So if you want to unfollow me, completely fine. I would rather have 0 followers than have hundreds of thousands of people that would celebrate the death of a man who just wanted to speak. But just know that there is nothing you can take from me that matters. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. Jesus is king. And
also, I was pretty sure Jesus said that Bill, what did he say? Something along the lines that there's a higher chance you'll fit a camel between the eye of a needle than go to heaven if you're rich. Didn't Jesus say something like that? It's Matthew 19:24. Again, I tell you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God. It's so crazy that like the Republican Party is the party of billionaires. They're fucking literally cutting taxes for billionaires so that we could just take food away from children and education away from children. It's fucking crazy. What the fuck? Like, you guys are insane. You guys are unironically insane. 1000%, dude. What's so crazy to me is there's so much rhetoric out there about how there's so many conservatives out there that will say something along the lines of like, we need people to turn back to God and the Bible and religion. But they don't understand that, like, I could actually agree, but you don't understand what you're saying. Because what you're actually trying to communicate is, hey, I want more regressive Christians who want to take away rights from gay people, trans people, and put women out of the workforce. That's what you're generally advocating for, one step at a time to the best of your abilities, right? You want to take away rights from gay people, trans people, women, etc. Right? What would actually happen is if we all did identify with religion is we would make the religion more progressive, which makes sense. Conservatives like Ben Shapiro have said that, yes, I understand there's a justification for slavery in the Bible, but for the time period, that was actually God expressing love because there were no protections for slaves, and the Bible implemented them. And so really what it is that God gives you the messages that you're ready to. God gives you progressive messages of love based on what the society can handle. That's what it is. So what would happen? Oh, we would be like, yeah, it's okay to be gay and consensually marry another My Bulbasaur fell. It's okay to be gay, and it's okay to be gay. Maybe God fucking got angry at me, and he's like, no, Papaga, you're wrong. I don't think so, dude. I think he gave me my favorite Bulbasaur as a support structure, okay? What would happen is I think God would be saying, hey, it's okay to be gay as long as they are a fucking Jesus Christ. As long as you guys are they're consenting adult. Okay? That's it. That would be the expression of God's love. Either that or God is very hateful. I mean, it's one of the two. I don't really know what else it is.
And
Just saying. We can be bees. Yeah, absolutely.
thank you so much to everyone that is still supporting me and defending me. I love you so much, and I appreciate you. And for the people who are attacking me or
Like, she should have just not even referenced it and just, like, fucking made her content.
unfollowing me, I love you too.
I actually love that. Like, I
Me too,
love
I
this
love it.
video. It makes me
Because-
so happy
That makes me so
that
happy,
she
too.
didn't apologize, because I'm so
Me too. I wish she would have just admitted she was MAGA, though. That's the problem.
sick of these people, even well-intentioned people, caving to the unhinged mobs on the internet. But she was like, no, I don't care. And if you don't want to follow me, bye. And
Isn't that literal? Like, conservatives have the hive mind. Like, companies didn't put up their pride sections and didn't do, like, the whole gay pride icons on Twitter because they caved to the hive mind. So I just want to be clear, like, the victim complex for conservatives is running out. You guys have the general hive mind. That's why you guys are starting to attack each other, because, like, once one ideology is in power, like what was the left, there's a lot of infighting. Now the right's ideology is in there. Now the rights are in. People on the right are infighting, like I said before.
And frankly, you know, a lot of people did unfollow her, but a lot of new people followed her as well and will likely support her content in the future.
Yeah, they're all bots. Either bots she paid for or just MAGA supporters. That's it, dude. Those are the only two.
Because again, it is relatable beyond politics. It's not just, it really has nothing to do with politics, most of it. And
I mean, if that's true, then why are you not criticizing Trump for turning into a fucking MAGA rally?
I love that she cited her faith and said that she loves even
so
the people who are persecuting her. That
Wow. She's so persecuted, true.
to me is like one of the most beautiful parts of the Christian tradition.
Okay.
Anyway, though, I want to show you some
okay.
more of the backlash
The
that she's been
backlash.
getting, because the thing about not apologizing, an apology doesn't really ever help. Unfortunately,
It can if it's genuine and it's not just like a reaction to try to get people to leave you alone.
in these kind of internet pile-on cancel culture situations. However, also doubling down also makes it worse. Really, there's really nothing you can do to make people calm down. They're just going to keep working themselves up over it. If
You can be genuine, and I don't think that her video was genuine. She should have just said like, "Yeah, I went. I'm MAGA" or something. She wasn't being genuine, so
they've decided to. But I want to go through a couple of the reaction videos bashing her so you can see just how like deranged this discourse has become.
deranged.
First, though, please do consider subscribing if you haven't yet.
You're fucking deranged. Yeah, okay. I don't think the discourse has gotten. Well, maybe maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it has gotten deranged. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hit the
I haven't really looked at other people's criticism of it. I really just looked at my own,
like button, comment,
or just made my own.
yada yada yada. Remember, you can send in voicemails for our Voicemail Friday episodes,
That's
where
beautiful.
I react
I
to your
love
woke
that.
horror stories, give you
Woke horror stories. I got a woke horror story for you, Brad Polumbo. Okay. It was Christmas Eve. I was dressed as Santa Claus, going around to the different houses. I climbed on the top of the roof like they told me to do and shimmied my way down the extra large, extra wide chimney. Ooh, when I got into the fireplace, I put the toys out, and while the little kids were coming out and saying, "Oh my God, that's Santa," I went, shh, ate the cookies, and after eating them, I got a little indigestion and bloated. So as I climbed back up the chimney, I got stuck for hours. The police had to come, and so did the fire department. Eventually, they gave me an omeprazole, and I burped and was able to get out, but not without hurting myself. In fact, I cracked a couple of ribs. I went to the hospital because of my cracked ribs. I sat there for a few hours before they treated me. They released me the next day, and I said, "Oh, goodness, what's the bill?" And they said, "We're in Canada, it's free!" Ah, the wokeness overtook me. There's a woke horror story for you guys. There's your woke horror story that you were asking for. I loved it. I love woke horror stories. Sometimes we do be having free healthcare. And that's fucking scary, guys, because don't you want to have to pay? Guys, I love paying for healthcare because I know that poor people can't afford it. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing. The worst part, though, is that Justin Trudeau made me put on blackface because they don't have a white Santa Claus there anymore, so I might be getting canceled. It's incredible. You'll never sleep again.
Advice on your personal lives and answer any questions you guys have for me. The link to send in one of those is in the description. And if you're listening on audio podcast, take a second to rate and review the show wherever you're listening, or maybe share it with a friend who might find it interesting.
It's actually on like audio podcast. That's interesting. Oh, I wonder if he does what other people do, and they have like their full podcast, or does he just make his videos podcasts? I don't know. Whatever.
Now, guys, let's look at a couple of these videos, including
couple.
one from a pretty prominent TikTok star who told Hannah that
I think he just considers everything a podcast. I don't know.
Jesus would hate her.
I mean, Jesus did not like people who loved billionaires, so...
Yes. Seriously. Listen to this.
Let's hear it.
Jesus would hate you because you're a coward. One would only...
Whoa! I mean, that sounds like Jesus Christ. No, that's not Jesus. Jesus doesn't hate, okay? But Jesus would be a Democrat, just to be absolutely clear. He would be a fucking AOC supporter, 1,000%.
Feel compelled to go to his memorial if they found quite a bit of alignment between him and themselves. And I wish people like you would just say that. I hate a coward. Just say you like Charlie Kirk and what he stood for.
Actually, this is good commentary.
Say you don't care about his comments about black women, his party's loyalty to weaponry, his anti-feminist rhetoric, etc. Stand on it. Say it and stand on it. Instead of getting on camera and dancing around reality, insulting people's intelligence as if they can't tell. Listen, say whatever you want about
This is all fair.
Charlie Kirk. I've many an opinion, but he wasn't a coward. You are. And that's almost as embarrassing as all of the trash you filthy people left all over Arizona the other day.
Whoa! Not Arizona, the cleanest place in America.
Repulsive.
Well... she seems wonderful.
She's actually right about everything. I don't know. I don't think Jesus would hate Hannah Banana, whatever the fuck her name is. Because Jesus doesn't hate. He doesn't have the capacity for it. He's actually very empathetic, something that Charlie Kirk didn't enjoy. But it was just fucking crazy. Never got the full context of that, because after he said he doesn't like empathy, he just went on about how ranked choice voting was bad, which was strange to me, because I think that's something that could save us. Anyway. That's it. The hate part. Everything else she was right about. Like, you're being a coward. No.
Jesus would hate you because you went to a memorial for somebody who was murdered.
Okay.
And then didn't apologize when people got mad at you, but did clarify your beliefs. Now, here's the thing.
Well, no. I mean, like, again, like, this is one of the biggest problems. I have no problem with you disagreeing. I have a huge problem with you intentionally ignoring the context. The context is that Charlie Kirk wasn't a coward and Hannah is a coward. Because she is obviously MAGA and she won't admit it. That's what the issue is. Now, Jesus wouldn't hate anybody. He's a nice guy. Not like Charlie Kirk, who hates Martin Luther King for, you know, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't perfect, but he did support Trump, who incited an insurrection. So I guess that's interesting. But, like, you're not even acknowledging the argument. You're just like, oh, I guess, baby talk, baby talk, baby talk, baby talk. Like, nobody that listens to your video, you can't reference nuance in your video and then ignore the core essential point. That's all you're doing. You're just, like, removing the actual conversation from the conversation. You came in with the script. I love this a lot. She was nice. Oh, so you just hate her because of this? And you're not acknowledging points.
If Denisha is correct, and Hannah really does have actually just her views are MAGA, she is just completely in agreement with Charlie Kirk.
She obviously is, yeah.
Then it would be a tad cowardly to say, well, I didn't agree with him. I just
a tad?
wanted to show my respects. But we really have no idea if that's true.
I do, because I looked into it. Like, I looked into it. I fucking found it. Now, to his credit, the way that I found that picture was because somebody put it under a video I had already made. So it's not like he necessarily would have had access to it. It wasn't the most broad-stroked thing to see. You know, but, like, that gives a tremendous amount of context. But also, just going to the fucking Charlie Kirkathon. That was a fucking MAGA rally, bro. Like, what the fuck? And I don't think Brad is stupid. Like, he knows that even if Erica Kirk was there and she was trying to, like, have a memorial for her husband, the other people there for the other 4 hours, it was really just to incite, like, frustrations and rile up MAGA to keep them, you know, hopefully to maintain that energy into the midterm so that they can go red. That's literally, or they can maintain their, you know, their majority.
It could be, but there's no proof of that.
There's a tremendous amount of proof of that. She went to the Kirk Memorial, which was a MAGA rally, but also she wore a Let's Go Brandon shirt.
Lots of people, including people like myself, who have tons of disagreements with Charlie Kirk, and I
Like, which ones?
criticize him many times.
Like, with what?
Nonetheless, have
well, what is it? Like, what are the criticisms? Like, how meaningful are these criticisms? I'm just trying to, like, I looked up Charlie Kirk, and, like, obviously there's just a ton of videos. I mean, I talked about Kirk too, but oh my god. This is so weird. I don't know. Using this face for after Charlie Kirk was killed is bizarre, but okay, whatever. Woke TikTok demon mock. I'm just trying to find before he was assassinated. But there's a lot of Charlie Kirk assassination videos here. Oh, dude, what the dude? Look at how many of these there are. Oh my god. Holy fuck, dude. It's just crazy. There's so many of these videos. Like, when did this happen? 2 weeks ago? Oh my god. Jesus fuck. Okay, Bill Maher makes woke guests go quiet. Where's the Charlie Kirk stuff? Where's your disagreements with Charlie Kirk? Thug influencer gets away with brutal assault. Okay, that's a little intense. Jesus. We're still not there yet. ABC cancels Jimmy Kimmel. Candace Owens is not coping well. Where the fuck are your disagreements with Charlie Kirk? 3 years ago, there's like nothing here. Dude, what did you disagree with him publicly about? All of your video, there's like one video from 6 months ago. Everything about Charlie Kirk, I don't even think he's talked about Charlie Kirk outside of this event of him getting assassinated. What the fuck are you talking about? What did you disagree with him on enough to publicly say it? What the fuck? Dude, this guy is like lying about everything. What the fuck is this? Is it on Twitter? Like, why wouldn't this be a video if it was so meaningful? Did you make like a oh yeah, I disagreed with this? What's your public disagreement? I'm so confused. I mean, maybe we'll scroll through the Twitter. September 15th. Everything. This happened September 10th, right? All right, we got September 10th. Now we can go before September 10th. All right, April 2nd. FYI, Charlie Kirk founded TPUSA with free trade and with core principles. That's not a criticism. To be clear, I'm not saying that Texas is defying the Supreme Court. I'm saying that political pundits like from Charlie Kirk to Matt Walsh have openly advocated that it should. That's disturbing. Okay, there you go. There's a light criticism from 2024. I'm not saying that Texas is defying the Supreme Court. I'm saying that conservative pundits have openly advocated that it should, and that's disturbing. Okay, there's your one Charlie Kirk. Oh no, Charlie Kirk's book that literally embedded photos of his tweets will always be number one. You gave like no meaningful criticisms to Charlie Kirk anywhere. What the fuck is he talking about? He's just like lying. He's lying. I disagree with him a lot of stuff. This is just like you're concerned trolling here. What are you doing?
Honored his legacy and mourned his tragic assassination because you can hold.
I mean, either he had a lot of disagreements and he was too much of a coward to present them, or he's just lying. But either way, maybe that's why you have so much empathy towards Hannah Baker. What the fuck is her name? Hannah Kirk. I don't know.
Two thoughts in your head at the same time, or at least some of us can. That you can honor the good parts of somebody and not necessarily all, and also you can condemn what happened to them and what it means for our country. Again,
subscribe and watch Normal Gaze. This is Normal Gaze. Okay. The normal gays, guys. Normal gays reacting to non-binary taught in kindergarten. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm happy you guys fell in love. It's a beautiful thing. All right.
Again, without endorsing everything they've ever said. So I
beautiful.
totally
I love
disagree with this idea that Jesus would hate you. And I don't think we know that
I just don't think that Jesus is hateful, so Jesus wouldn't hate, but she's obviously a coward.
a coward. I think it's just, why are you attacking her? Like,
It's a little bit of he gives me a little bit, he sounds like Tucker Carlson, but through that guy on TikTok that makes fun of Tucker Carlson. Just like
I don't think we know that she's a coward. I think it's just, why are you attacking her? Like, let her be.
Yeah, let her be. All right. It sounds like this, though, right?
I'm here in Jurassic World. Used to be Jurassic Park. I was just informed that it's Jurassic World, actually. They seem to be moving dinosaurs all over the globe. Seems like a pretty bad idea. You'd think that they'd learn from their past mistakes. What about in the 90s when there was a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
This guy fucking gets me every time. I love this guy. I love that guy. I love him. I love it.
She did absolutely nothing wrong. She wants to go back to creating her normal content. And you're
Go
just
do it.
joining a pile-on because, I don't know, you're maybe just full of resentment or bitterness. And
Maybe they just don't like Kirk.
some of these things like, oh, Charlie Kirk's party stands behind weaponry. Oh, so that makes people evil now if they support the Second Amendment? Like, that's the level. His anti-feminist rhetoric. Yeah.
Well, I think it was the anti-black shit. Martin Luther King was a bad guy, saying that he wishes we never passed the Civil Rights Act on this stupid idea that now DEI has gone too far, which it hasn't, and we've been peeling them back. So ideally, that's the goal. Implement affirmative action policies until we don't need them anymore, and then we peel them back. But his lack of acknowledgement that we absolutely needed them in the first place, and they were necessary because basically life was just DEI before that, that's disturbing to me. But like, to even say that you would want to get rid of it because it's gone too far now, you literally have control and you're repealing it. So it's like, it should have always passed, and we just need to, well, I don't even know if we need to now, but his argument, if we needed to peel it back now, that's fine. But like, these are all, like, that's just him being hateful, right? He's criticizing that, pretty much, what is it, criticizing those 3 black women, saying that they're, despite the fact that they're educated, like formal education, if it's all DEI, being afraid if there was a black pilot, I would be like, oh my God, is she qualified? The first thing you think when you see a black woman pilot is, oh my God, she might not be qualified. That sounds kind of racist and sexist, no? The first thing I would think, although that's actually kind of unfair of me to say to Charlie Kirk, is the first time I see any white guy with long greasy hair, I think I'm going to get shot. So just being fucking honest with you. So maybe stereotyping is fair sometimes. That's a little joke, guys. But I mean, that's fucking crazy to me. Again, forcing his daughter to birth a rapist's baby, that's abuse, just to be clear. I don't know what else to tell you. He wasn't a particularly good guy. Mocking Nancy Pelosi's husband for getting beaten with a hammer. I mean, I don't understand what to tell you. He obviously capitalized on the hate that was going on in the world. That's just what he did. It's unfortunate stuff, but that's what he did. That's the legacy he wanted to leave.
Correct. People have widespread disagreement on complicated social and political issues.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the point. But you're just castigating anybody who disagrees with you on this whole host of things as, well, they must be bad, and just admit you like the bad people, or you're a coward.
If you're MAGA, you have shit ideas.
I don't know. I found that
if you're a conservative, that's fine. But if you're a MAGA, you have shitty ideas. I will give her credit, though. Most of her support of Trump wasn't public, probably because she would be afraid of the backlash. But to me, if you voted Trump, that's one thing. If you're proud of it, if you wear the MAGA hat, you're a fucking insane cultist to me.
Uniquely toxic from a huge account, the Denisha Carter TikTok creator. She's quite big on there. Now, another thing that I found very interesting was another big creator attacked Hannah by arguing that not only is her choice to go to the memorial political, but her regular restaurant skits are too. Listen to this.
Just like you think attending...
I've seen a couple of her videos. I'm not a big fan of her. I don't even remember what she says. I remember the feeling. You guys know what I'm saying?
The memorial service of someone who is a highly, highly polarizing political person during a very volatile political time isn't political, you're absolutely wrong. And just like I believe you attending that memorial service is political, I also believe your content is very political. Now, you might disagree. You'll say, no, it's not. I do skits about restaurants and being a hostess. Yes, I know. Whether you know it or not, your content is highly political. Like in your...
Oh, she's going to say that her content is like leans to the left.
Videos about like, Karen v. Waitress.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, I think I agree with her.
You'll say, no, it's not. I do skits about restaurants. And
guys, do I need to start mogging? when I'm listening to people.
Being a hostess, yes, I know. Whether you know it or not, your content is highly political. Like,
I gotta start MAGA in my own way, because you can't really say, I gotta start MAGA-ing, dude. I gotta start doing my own version of it.
in your videos about, like, you know, Karen v. Waitress, topics like power imbalance, social structure, entitlement, these things all come up. Which are all inherently political things. Like,
Don't these people ever get tired?
She's not wrong, though. She's right. That's going to be something that is more left-leaning. I mean, I said the fucking same thing, so I can't disagree with her. I'd say it's more of a left-leaning policy to be empathetic and not treat fucking workers like dog shit. I feel every Karen is MAGA. Sorry, guys. I don't know. But I do generally agree with her. The skits are generally an advocacy for, like, the working class. That's not a conservative idea. They might think that that's what it is, but when you have meltdowns that billionaires mean more tax cuts, you're brainwashed.
It is so exhausting.
But they're right.
Trying to keep with them.
It's not. Oh, what? You're the one talking about fucking nuance. Nuance is exhausting. Sitting here and dissecting things. That's what nuance effectively is. Try to get down to the core of everything. That's an exhausting concept. If it's too exhausting for you, tap out. Tap out. If it's not something that you want to deal with, tap out. It's not exhausting. She's not wrong. If it's too much for you to handle, don't talk about it. Don't engage with it. If you're not capable of it, don't engage with it. Unless you're just trying to seem like an everyman. Oh, this is so complicated. I say it's not that deep sometimes. But, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, in many of these instances, you're not even really engaging with the argument. So,
restaurant skits are political now.
There's a political undertone to that. That's why so much of her... Dude, what you're saying makes no sense, because she's gotten significant backlash from her left-leaning audience, which is the majority of her audience, because she's making skits advocating for low-income workers. What's the party that advocates for minimum wage increases? It's the left. Now, am I a big advocate for that? Not necessarily. I'm more of like a negative income tax kind of guy. That's a whole different conversation. But that's more of a left-leaning policy. Like, what the fuck?
Because power imbalances exist in the girl.
Power imbalance conversations, again, are not conversations that conservatives generally want to have. You know, power imbalance can get very annoying. Power dynamic. People will say that all the time. But sometimes it is applicable. I think that's generally applicable there. I think that her criticism is reasonable in that instance. Yeah.
Well, what you just said, but the logic, if we're calling it logic, the logic is not in the room with us.
It is.
But the logic of this argument,
it's not in the room with you.
everything is political.
I mean, there's a reasonable argument. Not everything, but a lot of things are political. Things that you put on social media can be, like, political. And again, like, an advocation or defense of, like, you know, low-income workers is generally political.
Dog content is political then, because who can afford to have certain breeds of dogs? That ties to socioeconomic status. Who has access to walkable neighborhoods? Literally under this.
I mean, that's a good question, because we do have food deserts, so there's a real question. But that's not it's not really the point. The point is that she makes content that people on the left generally identify with, because it's in some level of advocation for low-income service workers.
Demented worldview. Okay. We are incapable of setting any conversation aside from politics or enjoying any hobby or
she went to a Kirk rally, so
activity or niche without making it about ideologies and political parties and divisive tension. So you just want to destroy any common sense of society. Like, you just want to constantly have each other at each other's throats and politicize everything, because that's what you're doing here. To say nothing of the fact that the original point is, again, wrong.
Well, it's not, but okay.
Attending someone's memorial does not mean you endorse their worldview.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. Yes, it does, and she does. She's wearing a "Let's Go Brandon." She's MAGA. I don't understand what you're saying here.
I just totally disagree. And
okay, she is. Fact.
You see that, in fact. I mean, when major political figures pass away, often many figures from the opposite party will attend their memorial service.
This is such a dumb comparison. There's a difference between some kind of content creator getting assassinated and a political figure dying. If a political figure dies, yes, of course, other political figures that disagree with him will go. That makes sense, to show some kind of political unity. 100%. But not only has she historically presented herself as MAGA, but he was just a random entertainer, and that was a MAGA rally. That wasn't a normal memorial. That was a fucking unhinged MAGA rally where Donald Trump talked about how much he hated his enemies. There's a fundamental difference between the two. Like, oh, Joe Biden passes, Donald Trump should be there, and even say something about how he wasn't a terrible guy, despite the fact that he said that we shouldn't care about his cancer, despite the fact that Joe Biden was an objectively better president. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, what? These are not two comparable things. If Dean Withers showed up, and Dean Withers was like, hey, I'm on the left, but I went in solidarity, that would be fair. But this girl has demonstrated that she is a MAGA person, and she went there, and now she's lying about it. Okay? It's not like she's like, no, I'm very left-leaning, but I thought it was terrible. No, she agreed with everything that he said, obviously. She's comparing him to fucking Jesus Christ and wearing fucking Let's Go Brandon shirts.
Does not mean they're suddenly changing parties.
All right, you got it.
Coming out against and endorsing all their opponents' previous positions. That's not how this works.
Okay.
And y'all sound the worst possible combination of terminally online, completely deranged, and
Not really.
exhausting. Seriously, exhausting.
If you say so.
Now, speaking of exhausting, oh my gosh, this next woman tried to make this whole situation about Palestine, I guess. I don't know. Watch.
This video
How many people know who she is? You pulled up 2 popular content creators. Do you even reference them? Like, is there a way for us to know who we're looking at?
It was for Hannah Brown, so if you're not Hannah Brown, you could keep scrolling.
I have no idea who this is. I will say one of the weird things is like, why aren't like, you brought up who Denisha Carter was, but why is there no like representation of who they are in the description or something? Or am I just reading this wrong? Send a voicemail, blah, 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 blah. Why? You brought up 2 pretty large, I know who those content creators are. But like, who's this person? Is she even like an somebody who is that active?
This video is for
Okay, this is her right here. We just looked it up. We just looked up Hannah Brown Palestine. All right, so she is a content creator that's like larger. I just wanted to verify that because you just presented her as just some random voice. Okay.
or you could watch if you want. Hannah, I just wanted to say you're so brave for speaking your truth and, you know, really like
so true.
making sure people know that you care about human life. That's why you went to the memorial for, you know, the white supremacist, is because you care about
I mean, yeah, that's a fair that's a fair label.
the life of a human being, and you wanted to pay your respects to the loss of life. Like, I think you're so brave and strong for doing so, and you inspired me. You did. And so like, I just wanted to ask, like, from your perspective, like, what are you going to do to pay respects to the almost 700,000 Palestinians killed by Israel and Palestine since October 7th, 2023?
Is it really? I don't think it's that many. Where the fuck is she getting 800,000 from? My understanding was it around 60 to 70,000. This one from, I'm just reading article headlines here, but I think it's fair to say. This one is from September 2025, 64,000. Where the fuck is she getting 800,000 from? What the fuck is she talking about?
Almost 700,000 Palestinians killed by Israel and
Where the fuck is 700,000 coming from?
Palestine since October 7th, 2023. Because I don't think you've posted about that. And so I'm wondering, like, where your head's at on that, because you said in your video, like, all
I mean, this one's kind of stupid. I will say Charlie was like an adamant defender of Israel, again, up until like close to him bailing out. But yeah, I will say this does seem kind of like just an excuse to talk about Palestine. Is like, maybe, I don't know if I'd say a virtue signal. I just say like, it's probably not particularly relevant, but
loss of life is sad. Like, it's the loss of a human life. Like, I was paying my respects because he was a husband and a father. I think that, like, you know, almost 700,000 Palestinians killed in Gaza were
it's not that many. But
also husbands and fathers, and you haven't posted anything about that. And you also
I mean, that's like massively inflated. Where the fuck is she getting 700,000 from?
haven't, you know, used your platform that used to be close to 1 million, but is now like almost like, you know, 800,000 since yesterday. Yikes. You haven't used your platform at all to, I don't know, raise money for a family or like pay respects in some
Well, in her defense, that's not her content was never political, so this whole thing happened on accident. She got caught like on accident, so
other way, like, you know, try to raise money for a GoFundMe covering funeral costs, or like the cost of like getting somebody's body transported back to their family, something like that. Like, you haven't done that. And so I'm wondering, do you actually care about the loss of human life? That's what I'm wondering. Because in your video, you said you did. So I'm just like confused on
yeah, Gaza Health Ministry says 66,000. Okay, whatever.
what I should do, because like, I want to walk like Jesus. I want to talk like Jesus. But like,
Jesus would have been a Palestinian defender. That is true.
does Jesus only care when white people die?
I'm not
It's kind of, that last thing was kind of based, but
just now.
why?
I literally feel the turkey and cheese that I had for lunch 20 minutes ago. It's coming up again. Should have known it as soon as I seen the amount of piercings in this individual. I was
Okay.
about to lose my lunch.
I hope that you at least, I mean, like the biggest dunk you have on her is that she inflated the number. So hopefully you bring that up.
There's so
Or else you just didn't do a basic Google search. It'd be fucking crazy.
much here I hardly know where to start.
All right, let's start.
First off, why do you gotta attack someone's faith like this and mock Jesus and this whole like
Did I miss what's mocking? What? How did she mock Jesus?
fake nice where you're like trolling
That's what you've been doing the whole video, and that's what Charlie Kirk would do.
this whole it's just sickly sweet genre of content I hate. It's
That's your whole content. What the fuck? That's in your whole video. This fake nice bullshit. What the fuck is this?
so
Okay.
passive aggressive and grotesque.
Okay.
Also, I'm not even trying to get into the specifics of the conflict here, but like basic facts do matter.
Okay. It sounds like he's going to acknowledge it.
She's off about 10x.
you
Even
go.
according to the Hamas-run Ministry of Health, about 66,000 Palestinians
Got
have
it.
been killed.
Very good.
in
Very
Gaza.
good. Very good. Thank you.
So round that up to 70,000 even, and you are overestimating by 10x in your video. A little bit of an error there. Maybe we shouldn't be taking our geopolitical analysis from you. Not to say that that number is okay or that those lives don't. And no, of course not. Nothing like that. But if you're going to get up here and fix your mouth to like scream at somebody for not taking political stances, maybe you shouldn't make massive factual errors. Personally, I actually think it's
Fair.
fine that restaurant skit-based influencers
I mean, I'm probably going to mostly agree with this commentary on this one.
do not use their platform to talk about Palestine. But like literally, by this logic, you can't ever talk about anything or be sad about anything if you're
Well, her content wasn't politically oriented. So.
not upset about everything. This is just not compatible with the reality that we live in today, where we have this access to never-ending news feeds and updates and social.
Chicks like her don't help Palestine at all. Probably not. But that's, just to be clear, this guy does the exact same thing as that girl does. Like that woman or girl or I don't know, non-binary. Who the fuck knows at a certain point, right? I don't even know a fucking idea. How do I get back to her without using any intelligence? Whoa! I'm shocked. I'm shocked, dude. I'm shocked. That person just basically, in my opinion, virtue signals about Palestine. This guy's made like fucking 25, 30, fucking Charlie Kirk died videos with like shocked face. So I mean, like he's doing the same thing to Kirk. You know what I mean? It's a lot of this like performance piece bullshit, where we like pretend to care about something, to talk about it as much as possible and insert it as much as possible.
Media accounts where there's always a new terrible story happening somewhere. It is not possible for people to focus on all of it, and you are not going to make us feel bad about it. I'm not buying that. I'm not here for it. Like
Well, I think you should feel bad about what's going on in Palestine. It's pretty fucked up. Like honestly.
we don't. Also,
I mean, you could be like, well, how come we don't care about any other time? It's like a non-Western force doing something over there to each other, and that's fair. But I mean, Palestine's pretty fucked up. We give Israel money. We should be holding them to a higher standard.
that doesn't even make sense here because
But still, it is. Probably should care about more than just anti-West violence.
you're yelling at this woman for attending a Charlie Kirk memorial. She didn't post about it. She didn't use her platform to fundraise about it. She went in her own capacity, and then someone like stalked her on a live stream. And
Stalked her? I think they just found her.
you're attacking her over it. If she
Stalked her?
posted fundraising for Charlie Kirk's family, personally, I think that'd be fine. And I think it would be very silly to say, why aren't you fundraising for Gaza instead? Like,
I think it would be totally valid. TPUSA is like the biggest. I'm pretty sure TPUSA is like the biggest independent, like conservative activism hate group, right? Right? It's massive. Why would you need a fundraise for it? That'd be fucking insane. They're billionaire. That's like a fucking it's like $1 billion company. Maybe not $1 billion, but what is it? Let's see the revenue. It seems like how much money did they take in? Like $80 million a year. What's the net worth of this fucking? It's a massive organization. Why the fuck would you need? Why the fuck would you need to donate to a massive organization? What the fuck?
but okay, maybe then we would at least be in the universe of some type of a point.
Okay.
But here you're not.
Massive.
Like, because first off, you have no idea. For all you know, she has donated to help innocent people caught up in the war in Gaza. Like, you actually
Well, she's not saying donate. She's saying like actively advocate for it. But again, I don't agree with her point. But
don't know that. You're just making a bunch
That's not what she necessarily said. Unless maybe I heard it wrong. I don't know.
of assumptions. But again, here's the thing. I really do have compassion for innocent people on both sides of this conflict who have been harmed. But you
talk about like Israel-Palestine?
There's something about the woke white leftist women, particularly on TikTok, who advocate for Palestine, who, like, if they actually wanted
Turning Point being a non-profit doesn't mean that they don't make a tremendous amount of money. It just means that they pay people. So my understanding of a non-profit just means that they don't maintain a profit, but they still get paid. Like Charlie Kirk was a millionaire. So the non-profit thing doesn't really matter too much. Damn, they're a non-profit. Were they exempt from federal tax? There's no fucking way. What? Oh, what the fuck? Was it a oh, that's fucking insane. They didn't pay taxes, I don't think. What the fuck? Maybe I'm reading this wrong. I think that they were, I don't think that they were taxed. That's fucking bullshit. What the fuck? Tax charges, am I right, guys? And mosques, all of the religious institutions, you know what I mean?
help, they would just shut up forever. Because there's like the
I think it's a little tough to say that you feel bad for both sides when one. I mean, I do too, but one side is obviously getting tremendously battered more than the other, and that is Palestinian people.
Rhetoric and approach they use is.
I mean, you should at least feel bad for the fact that Hamas hides within the civilians so that like they get targeted. You know what I mean? Like it's clear that neither Israel nor Hamas care about Palestinian people. So
toxic that it just repulses people. Okay. I think now, of course. You shouldn't let like TikTok crazy people shape your opinion on this conflict, but they're not helping. They're just virtue signaling to their friends. If anything, at the margin.
That's crazy. They are tax exempt. They're a 501c3. Fuck, I don't even know what those numbers mean, dude. Beep, boop, boop, beep. Star Wars.
At the cost of support for their cause, because this is radioactive to normal people. This kind of scolding from the nose ring community.
Oh, he does have a TikTok. I was trying to see if he has a TikTok or not, but I didn't see it down here, but it has it on his screen. Brad Polumbo, who would have thought that would have been his TikTok, guys? What the fuck? Okay. I thought I was seeing if he follows me there too, but I guess his Instagram is his like main shit.
Sorry, I absolutely can't stand it. And I find this whole saga just mad, like in the actual sense of the word.
It's crazy.
She did nothing wrong. She's been made the villain of the internet of this week or the past couple weeks. And for no real reason at all. Like, it's actually bleak.
Yeah, she's MAGA and she's lying about it. You know, I mean, those videos didn't really, other than the Palestine one, the commentary was fine. They were all correct. So
it says something bleak about,
except for I guess the Jesus would hate you, because Jesus would not hate anybody, right?
Society and about Gen Z, when we are at the point where people are getting attacked and facing cancellation attempts for mourning the victim of an assassination. What is even going?
A little more complex than that, but okay.
Going on? How is that a thing? Like,
that's what I've been saying, dude.
So bizarre. But you know what? Maybe this is a sign that the tide is turning, because she didn't apologize.
The tide is turning. What the fuck are you talking about? Conservatives have hold of like everything right now. What?
She stood on
guys. See, they're still doing this victim shit, even though conservatives have the fucking hive mind of everything.
Business. Her following has largely recovered, and she's getting a groundswell of support for new people. So maybe this is the way that we finally push back on.
Finally, how do we finally put, guys? We have the House, we have the Senate, we have the presidency, we have a Supreme Court that's stacked. We are overturning Roe v. Wade. We have probably the power to overturn gay marriage protections. You know, companies are caring less about LGBTQ people. They're not even virtue signaling anymore by making gay icons during Gay Month. One state has passed like trans people can't play in sports like 5 times as a virgin. I think it's Iowa. I don't really remember though. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. This is a virtue signal. We're fucking winning, guys. We're fucking winning, dude. We're not even like can we turn this around? You guys own everything. You guys own the culture right now. You guys own the government right now. You guys own everything. What the fuck are you talking about? Maybe we could finally turn this around. What are you gonna do, a 360 and still be in the culture? Again, that's why you're seeing conservatives eating each other right now.
And end this psycho cancel culture madness.
Psycho.
I don't know.
Just to be clear, Donald Trump literally, the FCC I know this is over with now, but went after Kimmel. They were threatening Kimmel on Benny John, the FCC chair, the federal government, federal fucking cock commissions. They were talking on Benny Johnson's like fucking video about how they were going to come after Kimmel. What are you talking about? Cancel culture. What the fuck are you saying?
But you know what? She gained, I'd never heard of her before this, but she gained a new follower from me.
And you're not going to like her content.
And I'll be supporting her content in the future.
By how? Are you going to watch it?
You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure subscribed if you aren't yet. Hit the like button. And that'll be it for today's episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Do remember to rate and review on
Brad versus everyone except other people on the right. We're not going to be versus them.
Podcast platforms. If you haven't yet, send in your voice notes, yada, yada, yada. And we will talk again real soon.
There's an irony here. All right, that was a video.